crash gem on top of his bag to ensure that he gets to live. You know, I've never really seen the main on thinking ahead played so effectively. Well done to you, Chumpy. Hats off. Crash is 1. If he gets counter crashed for... Can he get... He's getting counter crashed, it looks like. With the 2. Interesting. Does that mean Chumpy has his other crash gem in hand? So that he can crash the 4 and attempt to kill HDU on his next turn. Oh, it's the counter crash. Pile's going way down now. This technique is normally used against Rook, where you crash into Stonewall, and then when he reflects it, you counter crash the reflection to lower your pile a lot. Oh, yes. Looks like I got the read correct on this though, because Chumpy does in fact have his second crash. He's counter crashing again. If he does it for 4, then this will be a nice lineup of gems we have on the table. But I'm not sure that's necessarily the correct play. Then again, it is far safer if he wants to be using combo time, so it makes sense. And HDU's pile goes down 1. And Chumpy's goes down a whole bunch. I don't want to bother to count it, but all their stuff is uncombined now. And HDU picked up his second crash too. Uh-oh. I'm reading the chat log. HDU just said he drew his crash off of Orb. And, this means that he actually just slipped up and accidentally cheated there, because reactions resolve before the main chip, so he shouldn't be drawing till after the counter crash. But I guess that's something they can worry about later. Really? Oh, I'm corrected by HDU. Orb has the draw effect before the crash. Silly me. Pro Ward and Bubble Shield. Chumpy's laying down Recklessness, which makes a whole load of sense, given that he'll be cycling his deck to draw lots of actions with that combo time. Wouldn't be terribly surprised if he ended up with a double crash soon, because you could draw all those big gems in one turn. And then he'd definitely want to be able to play multiple crashes and something else in the same turn. So Recklessness just makes a whole world of sense. Hold on, we have an illegal play here. Pro Ward is down, and the HDU just played 3 brown banner actions. We might have to back this up a little bit. Looks like Chumpy just noticed it too. It's really ironic because against people other than sets, Pro Ward almost never affects the opponent. Arg usually just plays it to get it out of his deck or when he has nothing else to play. Obviously he's not really getting it out of his deck here because it's going to be discarded back in before he cycles his discard pile. But if you can get Pro Ward on turn 2, it makes sense to play it sometimes just so that you prevent yourself from drawing it on the second orbit of your bag. Sorry about the mix-up, folks. Hopefully you can follow what just happened. The hdu revised his play to only playing one of each that turn. Takes his 3 money and buys a trap. There's self-trashing. He may just be grabbing it for that effect. I'm not sure that he necessarily has a specific chip he's aiming to trap. He could go for double crash, but that's not an especially strong deterrent. ChumpChange would just buy it anyway. Oh my, drawing 6 chips, lots of combines, 5 chips in hand still. What is he deciding to play? Thinking ahead, yep. That's the one I would have thought, because he's going to have a lot of money, surely. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Here's the double crash money. If ever he wanted to go for it, this would be his chance. Especially with thinking ahead, he could put it on top of his bag. Oh, hdu can finally throw out burst of speed. Uh-oh. Okay, there we go. He did remember to trash it. Got another combine. At this point, I'm not really sure what hdu can do to fight back, except to hope to rush him down on a lucky turn. There's the 4-gem crash. But it seems unlikely that he's gonna get he's gonna manage to luckbox a win at this point. Chumpy does have 3 crashes in his deck and a lot of draw power. In fact, he's known to have the double crash in his hand this turn. Who knows how much he's crashing? Could easily be 8. In fact, it could even be more if he plays combo time into recklessness and plays multiple crashes. Only a 6 crash. Of course, that's kind of, only a 6 crash. It's obviously a pretty powerful thing. How much money is this here? 10. Ha. I wonder if he'll go for a second combo time. That would be my pick here, but then again, I'm not an Arg main. One of each in a combine also makes sense. Is that what he's going for? Yep. Okay. As I called it. Whatever that last chip was in hand, he put it on top of his bag, which makes me think it must have been recklessness, so that he could play a combo time and have lots of actions and then play them all. $5 money. Not sure what he can do to swing it at this point. At this point, hdu's best hope for a win is to pull out a lucky turn where ChumpChange somehow doesn't get enough draw or any of his crashes. So getting a 3rd crash makes sense so that he can be lucky enough to crash that turn if it happens. Well, he has recklessness. This doesn't mean that he pigged it necessarily, but it's pretty high odds that he did. He could have also just pigged a crash jump. Hard to know for sure. This is a difficult spot for hdu here. He has to decide if he counter crashes. If he does, he may find that he gets crashed again and is killed. Because He doesn't really know what other actions Chumpy's holding. He is holding another crash. He didn't have any more combines, though. Okay. You know, it's really ironic here that the match is Arg versus Valerie, and only Arg has 1 wound. Valerie has none. It's amazing what an early self-improvement can do for you. Looks like he has 4 money. Is he going to go ahead and put a combine on top of his bag? A self-improvement? Maybe he's going to try and combo that off recklessness so that he can play it without having to incur the wound? I guess we'll find out, because he's certainly not going to get the reaction to trigger given HDU's deck, which is just a heap of gems and purples at this point. And this turn, it looks like ChumpChange is in fact crashless. He does have a combo time to draw for quite a bit. Given that HDU counter crashed, it looks like he might not be able to take advantage of it this turn, though. Here comes the trap. He's having to think hard about what he's trapping, so it seems reasonable that what I said earlier was right. He only grabbed it for the self-trashing effect. This trapping combo time makes sense, I guess. It's a chip that HDU will never afford this game. And he certainly doesn't want to trap the purple chips, because those are what he needs to keep buying if he wants to win. For money, he goes with recklessness. Interesting decision. He does have the recklessness self-improvement combo via the turn 1 self-improvement that he bought,